It really feels horrible to not know who my real father is. And after growing all these years to believe somebody else was my father, and it couldn't be.
I am sorry, Savannah.
And I got a lot
Well,
of
if you
hate
didn't
for
have
you.
so much mouth, maybe somebody could deal with
Nothing to do with you let me know who my daddy is. Without
you
me,
leave
Let's
the
just
world.
stop right there, because you all just alike. You mother and daughter, all right, because
Yep,
both of
we
you
sure
are.
are.
And that seems to
Yes,
be
ma'am.
closer to the window of conception.
Yes, ma'am, it is, but you know, at the same time, I can't watch her. I can't say who she was sleeping with. If I slept with her one day, who's to say somebody else can come behind me and hit it too?
The case of Osborne and Brooks Vierer, Osborne and Patton, kicks off with a bang. Ms. Osborne is dragging her mom to court, accusing her of fibbing about who her biological dad is. The grand mission here? To prove that Billy Jack Fitzmaurice is indeed her dad. You won't believe what happens next.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello.
This is a case of Osborne and Brooks versus Osborne and Patton.
Thank you, Ron. Good day, everyone. Ms. Osborne, you have brought your mother to court because you claim she lied to you about the identity of your biological father.
Imagine having to admit all this in court. Ms. Osborne explains that she was young and naive and thought Billy's family could offer Savannah a better life. She owns up to her mistakes and says she's here to set the record straight. The judge then questions how things got so tangled up that they ended up in court. More revelations are coming. Stay tuned.
I believe 100% that Billy is her father.
So until you were 12 years old, Ms. Osborne, you were told this was your father?
Yes,
You
Your
even
Honor.
lived with his family?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Ms. Osborne, when your daughter was 12, you told her that someone else could be her biological father?
Yes, I told her that another guy could be her father, but I never told her that Billy Jack was her father.
You can see Savannah's pain right there on her face. She emphasizes her need for the truth and criticizes her mom for waiting so long to spill the beans. Ms. Osborne defends her decision, thinking Savannah could handle the truth better at 12 than at a younger age. Savannah recounts the emotional roller coaster of learning that the man she thought was her dad might not be. The story takes another turn, folks.
During the window of conception, you were sleeping with both men?
Yes, Your Honor. But I just feel in my heart that the other guy is her father.
So both can potentially be her biological father. You understand that, right, Ms. Osborne, Savannah?
Yes.
And I see you can't even look at your mother right now. You're not even turning your head.
Because I just want to know the truth of who my father is. I shouldn't have to wait until I was 12 years old to figure this out. I should have known that there was not a possibility before I grew attached to my father.
The judge's advice here is spot on, isn't it? Encouraging Savannah to express her feelings. The judge listens as she describes the pain of growing up under what might be a big, fat lie. Ms. Osborne offers a heartfelt apology, explaining her actions as attempts to protect Savannah's well-being. The next revelation is going to be intense.
It really feels horrible to not know who my real father is. And after growing all these years to believe somebody else was my father, and it couldn't be.
I am sorry, Savannah. You was young. When you was 12, figured that you was old enough to be able to handle it. When you was young, you wouldn't have been able to handle it as well 9 or 10 as you would at 12 and 13. So I waited to help you because I didn't know how you would react being so young.
Ms. Brooks' testimony sheds even more light on this messy situation. Believing Savannah is her niece, she recounts the family's initial reactions to Ms. Osborne. Her brother's wild lifestyle and Ms. Osborne's background as a stripper made for a shocking introduction. Despite all that, they accepted Savannah as family. More details are about to be uncovered.
But I need to know the truth. I was brought up on a lie. I have to know.
Ms. Brooks, I see this. You have tears in your eyes as you stand next to
because
the young woman you believe is your niece.
Yes, Savannah is my niece, and I love her dearly. And we were always told from day one from Donna that Savannah, I call her our baby, but our niece. The way we met Donna was under difficult circumstances.
The stakes are incredibly high right now. Ms. Osborne reiterates her unstable past and immense gratitude for the family's support. She underscores how crucial it is to confirm paternity for Savannah's clarity and her own growth. The judge nods, recognizing the complex emotions and the family's efforts. The next revelation is crucial, folks.
And I couldn't provide that for her at that point in time. I was young and stupid, and I regret a lot of things that I did in life, but I've grown since then, and I'm trying to be there for my kids. In fact, your brother is her father, or if the other guy is her father.
Have you ever gotten to know this other man?
I have met him. Do not have a connection with him whatsoever. He is the father of my sister.
The reasons behind Ms. Osborne's decisions are really complicated. She explains why she told Savannah at 12 about the paternity doubts, hoping to prepare her before deeper bonds were formed. Now, the judge is ready to reveal the DNA test results to resolve this mystery. The moment of truth is here, folks.
I mean, because as this young girl, you were just in a place in your life where you weren't making great decisions.
No, I wasn't, Your Honor. At that point in time, and when she was born, and I knew she'd be better off with my family. And I've been there in their lives, all of their lives. I've never walked out on them or abandoned them, but my family did. in fact, raised them with me, and I'm thankful every day. My family and Mrs. Brooks' family.
The DNA results for Jasmine are finally in.
It has been determined by this court Ms. Brooks and Jasmine are not related.
Can you believe what just happened? Judge Lake opens the court session and introduces the case of Robinson versus Long. Miss Robinson claims her mother, Ms. Harms, is committing paternity fraud by claiming Mr. Long is her father. Ms. Harms asserts that she will prove Mr. Long is indeed the father. Stick around, it's about to get wild.
This is the case of Robinson versus Long.
Thank you, Jerome. Good day, everyone. Ms. Robinson, you're back in court today because you say your mother, Ms. Harms, has continued to commit paternity fraud. She's now claiming her ex-boyfriend, Mr. Long, is your biological father.
Can you believe what Miss Robinson just said? Ms. Harms continues to defend her actions, insisting she has been honest. Judge Lake encourages both parties to listen to each other. Miss Robinson recounts the emotional impact of not knowing her father while excelling in sports and academics. The next moments are truly shocking.
It doesn't have to do with big eyes and gray hair. He always told me he was my father. He was your boyfriend.
Because Your Honor, I'm here today.
Good, because guess what? If you don't make me happy today, I have nothing else to say to you.
Ms. Robinson, I would like you to take a moment and just walk your mother through and talk to her about how difficult it's been not knowing who your father is, and more importantly, having to go through various men and find out that they're not.
Did you see that coming? Miss Robinson accuses her mother of lying about her father's identity. Ms. Harms maintains her stance and claims Miss Robinson always knew who her father was. Judge Lake intervenes to manage the escalating tension. The revelations keep coming.
If I had a father to run to, I could have got over that. But instead, I've always held hate and resentment against you. The best athlete. Everybody knows me where I'm from. I mean, I was that deal. But I have this bad secret, and I gotta be that deal out in the street, but go in the house and sit in the bathroom and cry. You know what's sad.
So you're this celebrated athlete. Everybody knows who you are.
Yeah.
Now, Ms. Harms, I want you to respond to your daughter. I'm not sure how well you listen.
She's always had a dad. Maybe
I'm not sure how well you
Maybe
listen.
not her dad at that time.
The drama just keeps building. The discussion becomes more heated, with both Miss Robinson and Ms. Harms interrupting each other. Judge Lake points out their similarities and the need for resolution. Ms. Harms insists she has provided for Miss Robinson, while Miss Robinson disputes this. The next part is even more intense.
Now respond what she said.
It's difficult talking to her because everything's she acts like she's
I'm
my mom half
giving
the
you
time.
your
the
moment.
way she talks to me. Maybe she choose a better choice of word talking to me.
What? Because every time
Hold
I
on, let her
say-
respond. Let her respond.
I would just
Let her
ask,
let her
I would just
respond.
ask you who my
See what I'm
dad
saying?
is.
I can never get a word in. Try to
Well,
help.
neither one of you let the other one get a word in,
That's
and
right.
that's why we're not getting
That's
anywhere.
right.
I know there is a lot at stake here, and I know this is emotional.
That was unbelievable. Mr. Long provides his testimony, stating he received a picture of Miss Robinson, but had doubts due to other relationships Ms. Harms had. Ms. Harms insists she visited Mr. Long with the baby. Mr. Long denies recalling these visits, causing further tension. You won't believe what happens next.
But I don't recall it.
Did you think you were her biological father?
It was possible because, you know, it was said, and then she sent a picture to my mom a year.
Your Honor, gave him, Mr. Long, 9 photos of her ever since she was growing
Well,
up.
that's
Your
why,
Honor.
Ms. Harms, I want you to allow someone to testify because his testimony was corroborating.
Thank you,
So
ma'am.
see, that's why we on listening station.
Thank you, ma'am. I'm listening.
Mr. Long, you said she sent you pictures?
She sent me a picture.
Wow, what a revelation. Miss Robinson and Ms. Harms continue to argue about the past, with Ms. Harms claiming she brought the baby to visit Mr. Long. Mr. Long denies these claims, leading to accusations of lying. Judge Lake tries to maintain order. The next segment is truly eye-opening.
He did receive a picture.
Yes, ma'am, but he
You
left a
did
whole
reach
lot
out
of
to him.
detail out too, Your Honor.
What other parts of the details
I
did he leave
sent
out?
8 pictures, and you sitting there acting like I never brought that
I
baby
don't-
over to your
I
house
don't
every day.
recall-
You said you brought the baby over to
Yes,
his house.
ma'am. Every time we went down every summer to visit my grandma and papa.
I don't recall that, Judge.
No, because that brain is old.
And you would bring the baby. Hold on, one at a time. You would come see him.
Yes, Your
And
Honor.
his family?
Yes, Your Honor.
Can you believe the evidence presented? Ms. Harms presents a picture as evidence to support her claim. Miss Robinson remains skeptical, feeling she resembles many men. Judge Lake emphasizes the emotional toll of not knowing one's father. The truth is getting closer.
The man said, I'm your father.
He's gonna stop looking today, Your Honor.
Because you are confident,
Yes.
beyond a shadow of a doubt, that Mr. Long is your daughter's biological
Honor.
father.
Look at that.
Do you believe you are Miss Robinson's biological father?
It's possible. When I got the first picture, she looked like my daddy to me. So naturally, I said, well, it could be my daughter. But then I lost contact with her, with the mother,
And he looks like my grandson.
till today.
That's what's blowing me away.
That was a touching moment. Ms. Harms insists Mr. Long is the father, and Miss Robinson expresses her hope for resolution. Judge Lake prepares to reveal the DNA test results. The court is tense with anticipation. The results will leave you astonished.
I'm here today, Your Honor, to try to fill that void and hold it in her heart so she can be peace.
Cause I ain't. And I got a lot
Well,
of
if you
hate
didn't
for
have
you.
so much mouth, maybe somebody could deal with
to
you.
do with you. Let me know who my daddy is. Without
you
me,
leave
Let's
the
just
world.
stop right there, because you all just alike. You mother and daughter, all right? Because
Yep,
both of
we
you
sure
all,
are.
The truth is finally out. The DNA test results are read.
it has been determined by this court. Mr. Long, you are her father.
The court session begins with the audience being seated and greeted. Jerome introduces the case as Black v. Rockmore. Judge Lake welcomes everyone. Buckle up, folks. This one's going to be a roller coaster.
Thank you, Jerome. Good day, everyone. Mr. Black, you say you're here today to finally prove that you are not the biological father of 4-month-old Javion Black.
That was a bombshell. Ms. Rockmore admits to having unprotected sex with Mr. Black on their first night together because she was attracted to him. She acknowledges it may not have been the best decision, and the audience reacts with applause like they're on a talk show. Hold your breath. The drama isn't over.
So was this sex protected?
No, ma'am, it wasn't.
Having sex with somebody unprotected,
It
apartment
was just
complex.
more because I really liked him. It was more because I really was attracted to him when I first seen him.
What a plot twist. Mr. Black's doubts persist, despite Ms. Rockmore's claims of not seeing anyone else. He saw her ex involved with her during their relationship, adding more fuel to his fiery suspicions. Judge Lake questions the validity of Mr. Black's assumptions based on limited observations. The suspense is real.
Sex with anyone else at the time?
No, Your Honor, I wasn't.
Were you in a relationship with anybody?
No, Your Honor, I wasn't.
She says she didn't even know anybody else. She wasn't even dating anybody else.
Because at the time I was there and I was talking to her, that period of time, I seen her ex involved with her.
Can you even believe this? Mr. Black admits he did not observe much of Ms. Rockmore's life due to their casual relationship, like a detective missing half the clues. His doubts are based on limited interactions and assumptions, making his case shakier than a house of cards. Judge Lake calls out the inconsistency in Mr. Black's statements. The drama continues.
I believe that a man's not going to be involved in your life unless he's doing something for you and he's expecting something in return.
When you say you saw her ex involved in her life, besides this going to the store, what else did you observe?
I didn't observe nothing from him because I wasn't around her.
Did you see that? Mr. Black's testimony reveals his desire for transparency in his relationship with Ms. Rockmore. Judge Lake points out the lack of commitment and the unreasonable expectation of loyalty, making this feel like a relationship counseling session gone public. Mr. Black remains firm in his doubts. Don't blink, more to come.
I was just there, I was outside. She told me before he came over there, why is he coming over here? If I'm your man and supposed to be your man, why are you asking him for something? Why don't you ask me?
What a revelation. Ms. Rockmore explains her pregnancy and her initial contact with Mr. Black. He did not believe her until he saw the sonogram picture, like a plot twist in a medical drama. Mr. Black's doubts persist, and he presents a calendar to support his claims. You won't believe what's next.
Is you felt like at that point, you all were trying to get to know one another. You weren't committed yet.
Exactly.
This is my ex coming to pick me up because we need to do blah, blah, blah. Too much mystery, which made you feel like the lines could be a little blurred.
Unreal. Calendar highlights the timeline of their sexual relationship and Ms. Rockmore's pregnancy. Mr. Black insists the dates do not add up, sounding like he's trying to solve a mystery. He believes Ms. Rockmore could have had sex with other men during the conception period. The plot thickens.
The first person that I told was my mom, and that's because she went to the doctor with me. As soon as I left the doctor, I called Mr. Black to let him know that I was pregnant. And at the time, he didn't believe me.
Heard about the pregnancy, Mr. Black. She says you were doubtful, were you?
Yes, ma'am, I was doubtful. It was a month later. I got a calendar.
Can you believe this? Mr. Black maintains his stance that the dates do not align with his involvement. Judge Lake points out the inconsistency in his argument, poking more holes in his story. Mr. Black believes Ms. Rockmore could have been unfaithful during their relationship. More revelations ahead.
So you're claiming that the
times
window
just
of
don't add up.
conception would have been between July 30th
Yes, ma'am.
and when?
And I'm gonna say August 3rd.
So you believe there's no way based on this calendar that you are the father?
Yes, ma'am.
That was surprising. Judge Lake emphasizes the significance of the July interactions in the conception timeline. Mr. Black insists on his doubts despite the evidence, sounding more and more like a detective in a noir film. Judge Lake points out the flaws in Mr. Black's assumptions. Wait until you see this.
But she was sleeping with you throughout the month of July. And that seems to
Yes,
be
ma'am.
closer to the window of conception.
At the same time, I can't watch her. I can't say who she was sleeping with. If I slept with her one day, to say somebody else and come behind me and hit it too.
Wow, what an admission. Mr. Black admits his initial intent was solely to have sex with Ms. Rockmore. He did not expect a child to result from their encounter, turning this into an unexpected twist. His doubts continue to affect his willingness to support the child. Stay tuned.
A one-time thing that happened and a baby came out of it, which is a blessing, but at the same time, I need to know if he's mine.
He hasn't been there for the child.
No, Your Honor.
So your feeling is, I'm not connecting myself to this child, I'm not contributing a dime.
That was heartbreaking. Ms. Rockmore recounts her hardships during pregnancy, including health issues and job loss. Like a scene from a tearjerker movie, she relied on her family for support, painting a picture of struggle. The audience reacts sympathetically. You won't believe what's next?
I had to quit my job. I was having to ask my family for money.
And so since he's born, what has it been like?
Like, I just recently got a job, so it's been like very, very hard.
What a testimony. Ms. Black, Mr. Black's mother, testifies in support of Ms. Rockmore, turning the tables in this courtroom drama. She expresses disappointment in her son's actions, adding more emotional depth. She believes Javion is her grandson and criticizes Mr. Black for bringing the case to court. Stay tuned.
Ma'am,
And you are?
I'm his mother.
You are Mr. Black, the plaintiff's mother.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
That was powerful. Ms. Black emphasizes her belief that Javion is her grandson. Like a matriarch laying down the law, she criticizes Mr. Black for degrading women and shirking responsibilities, earning applause from the audience. The audience applauds her statements, reinforcing her stance. You won't believe what's next.
I am very disappointed, raged that he would go this far to bring this young lady to court to prove that's his son. I do believe that's my grandson. I raised my son better than that. If you're good enough to lay with that woman, then you're good enough to be there for that woman.
What a confession. Mr. Black expresses mixed feelings about his mother's testimony, torn between loyalty and reality. He wishes for her support, but understands her perspective, adding complexity to his character. He acknowledges the impact of the situation on his current relationship and family, making this a pivotal moment. Stay tuned.
It feels...
Speak so confidently about the fact that she really believes that's her grandson.
Feels a little bad, but I feel like she should be on my side just because of the fact that she's my mother, but at the same time, her being my mom, I mean, we got children, I got 3 girls. I don't think he looks nothing like my daughter. I don't think he looks nothing like me.
Can you believe this? Mr. Black emphasizes the need for paternity confirmation to resolve his doubts, sounding like he's on a quest for truth. He wants to move forward with his life and responsibilities, aiming for closure. Judge Lake prepares to reveal the DNA results, building the anticipation, the moment you've been waiting for.
Has been determined, Mr. Black, you are the father.
All right. Wow, that was quite the opener. This is the case of Thompson versus Robinson and Fresneda. Mr. Thompson, looking all determined, seeks to prove he fathered Ms. Jasmine Robinson, contrary to Mr. Fresneda's claim. Wait until you see what happens next. It's like a soap opera, but real.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello, Ron.
This is a case of Thompson v. Robinson and Fresneda.
Thank you, sir. Good day, everyone. Mr. Thompson, you've dragged the defendant, Mr. Fresneda, to court to prove that you, not he, fathered Ms. Jasmine Robinson. You've never met Ms. Robinson, but say today you'll prove she's yours. Mr. Fresneda, you were married to Ms. Robinson's mother and claim today's DNA test results confirm that you are the biological father.
What we just witnessed was surprising. Ms. Robinson recounts Mr. Thompson contacting her on Facebook way back in 2010 and again in 2015. He popped up claiming to be her biological father, which she, understandably, initially brushed off as some random message. The next part is even more intriguing, trust me.
He had reached out to me again. I have a copy of the Facebook message.
I'd like to see that. Ron, can you please pass me the evidence? This is a Facebook message?
Yeah, a Facebook message that he sent me saying like, hi, do you know who I am? And I had said no. He's supposed to be my dad and not George, and it was a big secret, and like everybody knew but nobody said anything about it.
Sounds very good. I'm a friend of your mother's. Before you were born, ask your auntie Felicia about it.
What an emotional moment. Ms. Robinson, visibly shaken, expresses feelings of betrayal and confusion. She laments not knowing the truth sooner, especially after her mother's death. The next segment is equally riveting and heart-wrenching. Stay tuned.
You know, I have compassion for you because I've lost my mother as well, and I know what it feels like to be a young woman in the world without your mother. That one person in the world where you can ask any question, you know without a shadow of the doubt they're gonna back you up. You can't ask her these important questions. Now, earlier in the case, you mentioned your Aunt Felicia. Your Aunt Felicia is your mother's sister?
Yes.
You said you were trying to get answers from her.
Yes.
Unbelievable, right? Mr. Thompson recounts seeing Yasmin with Sonia in their small town of Providence. He always felt Yasmin was his daughter, but respected Sonia's relationship with Mr. Fresneda. Keep watching, it gets even more interesting. You won't believe what's next.
I was kind of tongue-tied because everything that my sister always said just came right to my head. did. So I just said that I kind of thought that your mother always told me that your father was your father. And I look at Ladner, I see Ladner.
When you look at your niece,
I see Ladner. I look at I even been on Facebook and I looked at his other children and I can see a resemblance.
What an unexpected twist. Mr. Thompson informed his other children about Jasmine, and they were like, what? We have another sister? They accepted her as their sister, despite never knowing about her potential relation until recently. The drama continues to unfold. It's like a family reunion with a twist.
you say you have other children. Have you told them about Ms. Robinson?
Yes, they're friends on Facebook. She went to school with one of them and she worked with one.
And yeah, that's what's crazy is I know them from being around them, and one of the sisters, I worked with her. We worked together.
And so you were working with this young woman without knowing that she potentially could be your sister.
Yes.
That was mind-blowing. Ms. Robinson, now thoroughly confused, feels conflicted after hearing testimonies from Mr. Thompson and her Aunt Felicia. She's uncertain about her paternity, and it's driving her nuts. Just wait until you hear the results. The suspense is killing me.
As you listen to the testimony today of Mr. Thompson, of your own aunt, your mother's sister, does this in any way change your perspective?
Yeah, because now I don't know. I'm confused.
I can contest that we're all confused. You know, we don't know. And that's why we're here today, to find out the truth.
To me, she's my child, and she's always gonna be my child.
Ron, the envelope, please.
Wow, can you believe it? The court reveals the DNA test results with all the drama of a reality TV show.
It has been determined by this court. The biological father is Mr. Thompson. You are her father.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.